today I wanted to share with you 5 exercises that help you with your postpartum core. If you have just given birth and you're feeling really weak in your core, these are the exercises that help you to get strength and for a flatter tummy. Or if you haven't done exercises for a while and you have abdominal separation or diastasis recti and you're starting to get back into exercises, these would be a great exercises for you to start to work on your core and your pelvic floor. You can start doing these exercises as long as you feel good, even if it's within a week postpartum, within 2 weeks, as long as you feel good, because these are not vigorous exercises. You can actually do them on your own bed, but because your bed is a little bit soft, so I do recommend doing it on the floor where you have a yoga mat or some sort of mat to support you on the floor will be better for you. If you had a C-section, you could wait until your C-section is feeling a lot better, it's healing well, it's not swelling up, and you're just feeling good in general. You can start doing these exercises. But again, you could start trying them as if you're feeling good, then continue with it. If you don't feel good, then you can always stop and then revisit it a little bit later on. When it comes to our core, you can appreciate how big it's stretched to accommodate that growing baby inside of you for 9 months, and it takes time for our body to get back and shrink back in shape. If you choose not to do anything, and I get that because you're so tired, you're constantly with the baby and maybe you don't have any help, everything is on you and you're so tired and you choose not to do these exercises, I would say that you're really missing out the window where you can actually recover faster with your healing body. If you pair the exercises up with your healing body already, because your body is trying to heal, right? So if you are pairing up with these exercises, you really can progress a lot quicker later on when you add back cardios, when you add back into strength training or regular exercises later on. It would be so much better for you to feel and connect with your core and your pelvic floor. Now with the pelvic floor, have you heard of your mother or maybe the grandmother would tell you that, oh, your something down there will fall down, like your uterus will fall down. If you walk up the stairs, if you lift things too heavy, it will fall down and you will start leaking. And I guess my mom was telling me about that, and she was telling me, like, if you don't take care of your pelvic floor, your uterus is gonna fall down, you're gonna start leaking, and it's not going to be good for you. So yeah, we do want to help us to protect the pelvic floor, work on the pelvic floor and connect with it, because the baby passed through the canal. If you had a vaginal birth, if you didn't have a vaginal birth, it was still a lot of pressure constantly putting down there when the baby was so big inside of you. So we do want to find that connection with the pelvic floor. Now when it comes to core exercises, these 5 exercises that I'm going to show you, you'll be surprised to hear that it's not going to be the most important in your recovering journey. It's actually breathing and how to engage your core properly. You need to master those steps first in order for you to add on to these core exercises, because you don't know how to breathe and engage. These exercises is going to use your core. It needs your core to work with you. But if you didn't know how to breathe and engage your core properly in the first place, you will miss the opportunity of actually using the right core muscles when you're actually doing these exercises that I'm going to show you. But you're in luck. I do have the breathing, how to do the 360 breathing video on my channel. You can check that out. And also how to engage your core properly. Please check that out as well. But I will guide you and give you some guidance here as I'm doing these exercises with you. But let me just quickly touch point on the 360 breathing. So you will really need to figure out whether you have a chest breather type, right, striking your shoulder up, or you're only expanding your belly, like your belly breather. You're only breathing into your belly. So those are the 2 type very common breathing after postnatal, after baby. What we really want to do is breathe in through our nose. Very nice and slow. You're expanding your chest here. You're expanding your ribs back, right, all around chest and the belly. So that's an expansion on an inhale, and then on an exhale, you're gonna engage and contract, lift your marble up with your ladies part, lift the blueberry up with your ladies part, thinking about bringing your lower abdomen toward your spine, thinking about the hip bones drawing in together. So that's on an engage on an exhale. So when I'm cueing you on an exhale, that's kind of that feeling that you wanted to pull in and draw. Of course, I do have a longer explanations on how to do that properly and get you to practice on the exhale and the 360 breathing video. So make sure you check those out. But if you're eager to wanting to know how to do these exercises, let's dive right in. Now, the first exercise we will do is a bridge. Let's go on the floor and do it with me together. Now, with the bridge, the setup is important. When you're lying on the floor, really wanted to keep your mid back and lower back touching on the floor. You don't want it to have a gap like this. This is you using your back muscles instead of using your core muscles. You want it to pelvic tilt a bit, bring your hips towards you, and then your lower back, entire back is on the floor. Now, if you're really having a hard time keeping the back on the floor, you wanted to bolster yourself with a towel or a small towel. Roll it up and then place them on here. Then you should be able to have your back slightly on the floor because your pelvic is tilting so much. You are on an anterior pelvic tilt, you have an anterior pelvic tilt, and that's why you're constantly like this. So this is not the right alignment when it comes to a lot of the exercises. So get you to start right here. Now with the feet, you should be bending but not too far out, but also not too far in. So you're gonna do an inhale here. So on a 360 inhale, you're expanding your belly, your chest, into your back, into your side. And then on an exhale, imagine bringing your blueberries up with your ladies part. Bring it up a little bit more, but you don't want it to be skipping this part and only going into the upper ribs areas here. So just bring a blueberry up. So probably stops around here once you're thinking the blueberry is up here. I know you always use this example. Maybe you're laughing at me right now, but this cue actually works really well. So bring the blueberry up. Okay, so now you're engaging, and then now you lift the bum off the floor. Now really watch yourself if you're doming or bulging here. This should not be rising up. If you see something rising up, then you're bulging. That means you haven't been able to connect with your core. So we'll bring it down, try again. And bring up. Now you don't want it to overarch. I would prefer you to just do a slightly lift off the floor. If you think that you're gonna lose the engagement on your core, I would rather you lift it just slightly off the floor instead of a full bridge, which is right here. And then really concentrate on bracing your core. Bring your core, lift another blueberries up with your lady part, thinking about that. So stay here for 2-3 seconds, bring it down, and then inhale again. Exhale. Then bring it up and then hold it there for 2-3 seconds. Now you can do this exercise for about 10 to 15 reps, 2-3 times. If you can, repeat it 2 to 3 times. That would be golden. So you're really working on your hips area, lower abdomen, and using your deep core muscles to do the work for you. Awesome job. Now the second exercise is we roll onto the side and do a side clamp. And you can support your head with your arms like this. Now good alignment here from your shoulders to your hips. You should be seeing it in one vertical line instead of bringing it so far up or tilting it so far back like that. Then you're overarching your back. So bring it in alignment and then just let your belly loose here. And then inhale. Feel the expansions on your side. And then exhale, engage your core. We're gonna slowly lift this up. Lift as far up as you can without your whole body like rocking toward the back. Exhale. Right, you're using your inner thigh muscles here. You're using your core here. You're really trying to lift this, but you're stabilizing your core and control and engage without tilting. Now, if this is really too difficult for you because you're rocking back and forth, what you can do is go into the back of the wall. So your bum is touching the wall now, and then you're going to do this because now you have an anchor on your back and now you can do this a lot easier. Inhale, exhale. Right, your leg may be shaking a little bit, and that's great feeling to have, and bring it down. So hold it up there for about 2 seconds. Inhale, exhale. Bring it down, inhale, exhale. So again, you can do this for 10 to 15 reps, 2 to 3 rounds, but make sure you also do the other side. You will find that usually one side is stronger than the other side. If that side is the stronger side, then do the weaker side a couple more reps, or maybe even an extra round. That would help you to balance out both sides, so you're more symmetrical. Now the next 3 exercises, we will be lying back on our back. You will notice that I don't have an exercises that's where you're on a tabletop like this, because I find that this is too much pressure for a lot of the new moms, because they don't have any core here and gravity is pulling down. They will feeling like all their guts and organs are gonna fall out of their stomach. Unless you're wearing a belly wrap, those are something that I don't usually recommend, especially if you're early in your postpartum or you have a really bad diastasis recti. So unless you're wearing a belly wrap, and I do have a belly wrapping video that you can check that out after this video, but that's the reason why I don't have those exercises, and mostly it's side lying or lying on your back, so that you can actually use your core and actually use your pelvic floor muscles efficiently. And this one we'll be doing is a knee march. So we will test it out and see how you're doing with bring the knees up. Again, is your back is arching off the floor like this as you're lifting, right? We don't want it to do like this, because then you're really not using your core. As you're moving your limbs, as you're moving your body, whether it is your arm or your leg, you do want to exhale and brace your core. So inhale here when we're stationary, exhale, draw in, bring your blueberries up, thinking the hip bones are drawing in together, and now you bring your knees up. Now, as you bring your knees up, you also don't want it to rock back and forth like this, because then you are, again, not stabilizing your core. So do it nice and slow. Now, if this seems really easy for you, you have no problem. Now try bring both knees up. Right? Are you doming? Are you bulging here? So if you're seeing that, okay, you know, your midline is forming a ridge here, that means you're doming. Or if you're like all of a sudden you're arching up like this now because you're letting your pelvis to tilt for you, then you're not really doing your core a good work there. So you do want to adjust your position and really use that core. Inhale, exhale, bring both knees up, right? And then you can tap down. Only if the knees march was pretty easy for you, then I would challenge you to do this one on the next one, right? You do want to exhale and brace your core. Check yourself with your palms here to see if you're doming or coning here. Then you can really gauge and see, okay, I'm actually engaging myself well. Or you can place a mirror here beside you to see how you're doing. You can look at yourself. I'm looking at myself right now with the camera filming at me, right? So I can see how I am doing. Am I arching up? You know, am I tilting back and forth? So those are things that you wanted to pay attention, as well as breathing. Exhale continuously. You do want to do continuously expansions and contraction. That's how you're going to work on your deep core muscles. The last exercise I wanted to show you is a leg slide. So this will do a single leg lift and a double leg lift as you are more advanced in the exercises. Inhale, exhale, engage your core, slide out, bring it in. Inhale, exhale, lifting your marbles up, and then leg slide. Okay, so as you're sliding your leg, okay, are you sliding it like that, right? Then we aren't doing it right. So if that's like not possible, Becky, this is impossible for me to not arch my back, you can use your palm here to give your lift, your bum lift, and then slide it out, right? It's your back touching now, right? It's a lot easier now, because later on when you wanted to do a leg lift, whoa, you know, this is so much better now. You can do this with ease because you know how to breathe and engage and use your core properly, right? So you can do that. Or if you want to do double leg lift, right? I really have to really not be able to talk to you if I do that, right? Inhale, exhale. You want to watch yourself if you're bulging out. So that's how you do it. We progressively move forward and advance and challenge your core. All right, there you have it, those 5 exercises. But again, I can't stress enough how important it is for you to work on your 360 breathing and engaging your core with the right cueing for you before you do these beginner exercises. Because I do want you to actually make it work for you. If you just jump into these exercises and neglecting how to breathe and how to engage, and it sounds funny, like, oh, we all breathe. What's so important about breathing? Oh, we all, like, you know, use your your core, like use our core. What's so important about it? Postpartum and pregnancy change many things in our body. So we need to find it again, find our core and actually connect to it. So then you can actually use these core exercises to your advantage. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I wanted to just share with you my journey a little bit here. This is how I look before I did any exercises, I lost any weight. This is what about me, 3.5 months postpartum. And then after a couple of years, I was able to get to here. Now, the process was so long for me because I knew nothing about diastasis, how to take care of myself, my core, nothing. I was not a fitness background person, so these were very foreign to me to do exercises or actually use a core. I'm teaching you now because I ran down the rabbit hole myself in trying to research and learn a lot about postpartum and diastasis and all of these. So I'm able to bring that knowledge to you through experiences on myself and also over helping over 500 clients with healing their core, getting into their great shape. So if you do want to work with me one-on-one, you can check out my website, www.tummywarrior.com. You can book a free consultation call with me, and I do tailor fit a program one-on-one customized to you. Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.